saying it's all Crawford's fault, basically. That's what I said. It's not Spencer's fault. Oh, man. Look, how can I say this? Oh, definitely Al Heyman is behind it all, and the reason why a lot of these fights won't happen. You're right. You know, it's crazy. They don't think that's the case.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad.
Man, that nigga was that Japanese guy was in shape.
What was that?
Man, that nigga was that Japanese guy was in shape.
100%. He was in shape. Ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to come on here really quick. This is the first ever, and perhaps the last ever, What's Another 13 Pounds podcast. You know what's crazy is how things, like, you know that saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same? Like, I'm sure you guys have heard that saying, right? The more things change, the more they stay the same. So even though the narrative on Inoue has changed, right? Inoue, in one fight, went from, who's Inoue? I know who Inoue is. I know none of these dudes that he's fought. Let me go to BoxRec, even though I've never watched the little guys fight ever, right? And I'm going to look at these names as if I'm being genuine, and I'm going to go ahead and pretend like I'm trying here, right? I'm going to like, who's that? I don't know who that dude is. I never seen them fight. Well, of course you haven't seen them. You know you haven't seen them fight. You know you don't follow these weight classes. So of course you haven't seen them fight. It's like the stupidest shit ever, right? But Inoue went from, I don't know, I don't think he could fight. I don't know. I don't see any skill. He just hits hard, right? We went from that, right, to after he beats Fulton. What Inoue needs to do to prove to me he's great, he's got to go all the way up 13 more pounds to lightweight and fight Tank. Let's do it now. Well, why should we do that? Well, you know.
Man, that nigga was that Japanese guy was in shape.
Again, he was in such great shape. By the way, hit my like button whether you're live right now or whether you're watching on the archive. Share the content on your social media platform. And that's all we ask around here. Hit the like button. All right. And if you don't like the content, if you're lurking in the shadows, you know, like if you're that dude that's like this, like, have you seen that meme that show the eyes? They're like just watching like that. Just go ahead and hit the dislike. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Go on all your different troll accounts and hit the dislike all you want. You know what I mean? Help a brother out. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Okay. Shout out, by the way, let me give a shout out to Mr. T, Haplotype, DJ Mexicano de Tejas, Bruce Gas, Jazz, and more. Haplotype and Bruce Gas have content. Subscribe to them. The Boxing Kangaroos in the building. Batman Boxing. Of course, Team Batman Boxing has a channel as well. Make sure you subscribe. Sports Archives, what's going on? Evo Dave, Inoue Canelo is the next fight. I mean, yes, why not, right? Thank you guys for being here. Puro Sur in the building says, orale to you, brother. All right. So check it out. I'm sure you guys have seen there's multiple videos. And please don't be that guy, by the way. Don't be I'm not really seeing that. Where? I'm not seeing that at all. Like, don't be. People need to stop being that dude. All right. Stop being the in-between dude that just wants peace when it's convenient. Just stop. All right? Stop being that dude or that girl that's acting like the shit ain't happening. Well, where's this coming from? What do you mean? I don't see anybody saying that about Inoue. Where? I don't see it. Where? Like, it's not that hard to find. Like, we all know what's going on. So first of all, don't be that dude. And I know that dude's going to show up at some point. I know that dude's going to show up. Oh, well, what do you mean? Like, I don't see that. What do you mean? Just stop. Stop with the what do you means. Stop with the I don't see it. Stop with the I think you're making it up. Just stop. All right? Just stop. Stop caping for your dudes. All right? Stop it. It reminds me of the Glovegate shit. Call out the Glovegate shit after all the accusations. You know, I mean, I think what we should do is not talk about it, guys. You know, let's just not talk about it at all. But they never said shit to the Glovegate motherfuckers, right? They would just come on my platform and get mad when I would point out the bullshit, right? This ain't the place to two-side it. We're not going to two-side the situation because one side's right and one side's wrong, and it's not even close, okay? All week, all month, we have to hear, oh, Inoue ain't shit. Inoue's fought nobodies. I don't know anybody in Inoue's record. Who's Inoue? Inoue ain't shit. Inoue ain't that. Inoue this, Inoue that. Right? All this crap over and over and over. All the filth. All the crap. Oh, he's got it. Oh, well, let's see how he does against Fulton. Oh, the raps. And Curse Shield is tweeting, oh, well, we got to see the whole thing. Even though the fucking trainer's right there. We have content creators still pretending like, in a way, stack the raps to insinuate that Inoue cheated. No, we're not going to insinuate shit. There are just facts that are not up for debate. It's not debatable how Inoue wrapped his hands in this fight. We could see how he wrapped it, okay? There was absolutely no stacking done, all right? They wrapped their hands with a gauze, a thin layer, and then they put tape. And Fulton's trainer was right there watching the whole thing. He saw all of it. There was no stacking. We're not going to insinuate. We're not going to say, oh, well, Fulton, you state so. No, there is no you state so. Inoue wrapped it like Inoue's like Fulton's team wanted, and he still went out there and whooped his ass. That's the fact of the matter. We're not going to insinuate that there was stacking going on because there wasn't. And I fully understand that that's allowed in Japan. I fully understand that protects the knuckles, okay? Or not the knuckles, actually, this part of the hand. It's not even the knuckles, right? And I fully understand that it's all overhyped anyway. Like the stacking has been done by plenty of fighters, and it's allowed in plenty of places. But that aside, it doesn't even matter. Inoue did it exactly how Fulton's team wanted. And we still have dudes insinuating that some shit was going on. That's number one. And all we're also not going to do is pretend like there's no size difference from anyone who moves up from one. It's ridiculous, bro. We're not going to be saying that there was no size. No, Inoue was a smaller guy and he whooped that ass. That's just the reality of the situation. Okay? You can try to cushion the loss as much as you want. Inoue's the dude that moved up from 108 pounds. Inoue's the dude that's moved up several weight classes. This was the weight class of Stephen Fulton. All right? So there you go. That was his weight class. Fulton was the bigger dude. If you saw the weigh-in, you saw the difference in the shoulders. He has a bigger frame. So no, you're not going to cushion the loss. He was bigger, and he just lost to the smaller dude. The smaller dude whooped his ass so bad that you can't talk shit about other Inoue opponents. He fucked them up so bad. That's how bad he made him look. Inoue not only proved his doubters wrong, he proved people that thought highly of Inoue wrong. He proved me wrong. I thought Fulton was going to put up a better fight. Didn't. That's how good Inoue was. Oh, no, there was no size difference. They were the same size in the... Stop. You're looking ridiculous out here, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody in the chat, of course. It's a very intelligent chat in my shit. You know what I mean? And of course, we need to give credit to Fulton for going to Japan, but some of you just getting out of hand. And we're hearing this shit. Shout out to Fulton. He did something Nobody does. Like what? He got paid $3 million. What do you mean? Like what? He didn't make a big sacrifice to go. Okay, like that's number one. Props to him for demanding Al Heyman, like PBC. I want to go over there. I want to fight Inoue. Props to him for that. What we're not going to do is make this a coronation for Fulton. All right? Shout out to Fulton, by the way. Fulton does deserve credit for fighting Inoue. He does. But this is not, we're not going to give it to Fulton. Okay? Like, he doesn't get the flowers. The flowers go to Inoue. Right? Because I haven't forgot what you guys were saying about Inoue, by the way. A lot of you kind of like a lot of you, the shit y'all was saying on Twitter and YouTube. I'm not sure about other platforms, but I'm pretty sure they were there, right? I haven't forgotten the whole, like I haven't forgotten none of it. Questioning Inoue's resume, questioning Inoue's, his resume, his accolades, questioning all of it. None of it meant anything because you didn't know who he fought. You admit you never seen him fight. You admit you never seen his opponents fight. But yet somehow you think because you go to BoxRec and you don't recognize anybody, that's somehow proof that he hasn't fought anybody. Do you not understand how stupid that sounds? And you know how many people I heard, this is the first time I sat down. I don't know what it is about sitting down, but somehow the first time I sat down and watched Inoue fight, I guess when you sit down, you concentrate more. You know what I mean? Maybe there is a certain level of concentration you get when you actually sit down, right? Maybe the other times you were watching him standing up, Maybe you were watching him while you were exercising before. Maybe you were jumping rope in the past, right? Maybe. Some dudes were in such shock that they said,
man, that Japanese guy was in shape.
Look, they couldn't believe this dude was in shape. I mean, they were like,
man, that Japanese guy was in shape.
I mean, they're like, dudes couldn't believe he was in shape. Oh my God, he could box. Curtis Shields tweeted out, I only seen highlights. He could really fight. Of course he could fight. Were you guys really shocked that he could fight? I'm hearing dudes say shit like, oh, yeah, he could really fight. He could really box. Man, it turns out he's got skills. It turns out Inoue could fight. Now, I know I never seen him fight, but it turns out that all these channels I was watching telling me he was trash. You know what I mean? I was listening to them a little too much. It's a little bit. Like the 50 Cent song. It's a little bit. You know what I mean? Even me. I don't want to hear I don't got time. I don't want to hear that shit. Well, I don't got time to watch all the weight classes. Look, I'm not saying you have to watch all the weight classes. Maybe you don't have time. But maybe you should defer to people who do watch all the weight classes. Maybe you're not qualified to give an opinion about something you don't watch. Right? Like me, everybody knows me. I am a very...
I'm a hard-working man.
Everybody knows I'm a very hardworking man. Okay, I'm always working. I always look like it is what it is. That I watch Inoue fight. Plus, you've had years to watch Inoue fight. Inoue didn't just come out of nowhere. Like he just busted out from the scene out of nowhere. Like Inoue didn't just like win his first world title in the last fight and jumped up to fight Fulton or something. Inoue's been on top of the boxing world for a while. So you've had a while. Okay. It reminds you of dudes that every 4 years, right? I mean, you got to be realistic. There's no time to get IDs. We can't make voter ID laws. There's people that can't get IDs. You've had 4 years to get an ID. It's $21 to get a fucking ID. You haven't got an ID? Yeah, but it's like 6 miles from the DMV, man. You've had 4 years to find a way to travel 4 miles to pay $21, maybe it's higher now, right? To get fucking ID. You've had 5-6 years to watch Inoue fight. That's how long you've had to watch Inoue fight. It's not like this busted. It's not like if you haven't seen Napalas yet, okay, I get it. He just beat MJ. You haven't seen him yet. Okay, cool. Right? I get it. Right? You haven't seen Nakatani fight yet. I mean, you probably should have by now, but if you haven't, I might give you a bad. I don't know about Nakatani, but if whatever. If you haven't seen certain guys fight, okay, cool. Right? But you've had years to watch him fight. And then you have the ones that have watched him fight. And I got to tell you, man, either they don't know what they're watching, right? Which is clear with their Fulton predictions, right? Or you're just hating. Sorry, it is what it is. You have a preconceived stereotype in your mind about Asian fighters, and you're applying that to Inoue while you're watching him, right? And you're not making sense of what you're watching. That I do believe that's what's going on here, right? I also believe that the lower weight class guys move at such speed, because if you look at the statistics, while they do throw more, obviously, right? Because the lower the weight class, the more volume there is. The higher the weight class, the more power there is. That's the dynamic, right? For the most part, you have outliers, you have fighters that don't go by that, but that's for the most part, right? I think the high volume that these fighters are throwing at is making people believe that they're just throwing punches without skill involved, right? But it's just that fought at like I compare it to like rapid chess and classical chess, right? Classical chess is slower, right? But there's more thinking involved. There's still thinking in rapid chess, but you just got to think faster, all right? The thinking is faster because the volume is higher. That's the truth about anything. Like welterweights are thinking at a faster pace than heavyweights, right? Heavyweights are thinking at a slower pace than welterweights for the most part, but obviously there's a bigger price to pay, quote unquote, because they have more power, right? There's more power, less volume. It's the opposite with the lower weight classes, right? They're fighting at much more volume. A lot of guys they're not processing that while they're watching. They're just seeing two dudes throw punches. But if you look at Estrada versus Chocolatito, if you look at the punch stats, right? Yes, they threw like over 2,000 punches combined, right? However, they didn't land 2,000 combined. They were landing at like, I forget the exact number, but 25%, 30%. They were not landing at a very high percent. There was a lot of bobbing, weaving going on, a lot of blocking, catching, shooting going on. Okay, there was a lot of movement of the waist. Okay, like there was defense happening, right? It's just that everything's happening a lot faster. Now, Inoue's moved up, and people are shocked that he could box. He out-jabbed Fulton. He was making Fulton miss the jab like it was crazy. Amazing reflexes. One of the best reflexes in boxing. Amazing speed. Carried his speed with him. Carried power with him, obviously. Wrapped his hands the exact way Fulton's trainer wanted him to wrap his hands. Reminded me of Canelo versus Billy Joe. I want the bigger ring. Canelo said, yeah, fine, whatever. It's not going to matter anyway. And that's exactly what Inoue, pun intended, said. All right? Okay, you want me to wrap it that way? No problem. Now, I want you to stand there, and we're going to stop every 10 seconds. And we're going to confirm with you if the wrapping's okay, motherfucker. All right? Every step of the way. And we're just going to have you nod your head like an idiot every 10 seconds. Okay? And then I'm going to go to the ring and I'll whoop your fighter's ass. I'm going to stop him like I did. We're going to send you packing without the belt. Okay? And go back to Philly. All right? And that's that. It's like the French Prince of Bel-Air song. You know what I mean? Let's look up the lyrics of that song, because I think. But there wasn't a couple of guys. There was just one guy. You know what I mean? I got my ass whooped in Japan. and he sent me back to Bel Air. I mean, he went back to actually. And what am I talking about? He was not Bel Air's in California. The dude was from Philadelphia, but anyway, it is what it is. Moving on from that one, we're going to move on from that one. But with that said, shout out to Lennox was best, by the way. Chicano Prophet in the building. Shout out to you guys. Let's talk about what people want Inoue to do all of a sudden. Now Inoue needs to move up to 135 pounds or at a catch weight and fight Tank Davis. I know what this is about. I know exactly what this is about. I'm going to lay it out for you guys. In the mind of a lot of these content creators that are pushing this narrative, right? I know what they're thinking. I know why they're doing it. It wouldn't shock me if they've had backdoor meetings or group texts talking about it. I'm not saying I was sent anything. I'm just saying, okay, that's probably what they're doing. All right. But here is the line of thinking, and I want you guys to pay attention really closely to me. All right. Well, those are the lyrics, Tap. That's right. In West Philadelphia, born and raised in the playground where I spend most of my days. I went to Japan, got my ass whooped, and then always said, go back to Bel Air. I don't know. But anyway, I know what this is, guy. I know what this is about. I know a lot of people are like, what's this about? Do they really want to see Inoue fight Tank? That's part of it. It is. And shout out to Calix. He made a lot of good points. I mean, I'm not disputing any of the points people are making as to why this is happening, but there's something else at play here. Okay? Play chess, not checkers, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Play chess, not checkers. Look at all the pieces. Look at the pawns that are being moved. Look at the rooks. Oh, I see your knight over there. Okay, all right. Okay, I see what you're trying to do with the queen right there. Right? I see what you're trying to do. Okay. I see it. I see it a mile away, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to lay it out for you right now. I'm going to lay out exactly what's going on. Robesi Ramirez Centron, the Cuban guy. Centron sounds like this dude right now. Right? This is what he sounds like.
Man, that nigga was that Japanese guy was in shape.
Imagine him and Centron talking boxing. Oh, the Cuban guy. Oh, the Japanese guy. But I'm just joking. But check it out. But I'm gonna lay it out for you guys right now. I'm gonna put this puzzle together for you guys. I want you guys to. I want to make sure you guys are listening. Right? I'm gonna lay it out for you. Once again, everything's true. Yes. The expectations for Inoue have gone up, and some people are feeling like nobody could beat him from 126 down, maybe not even 130 down. Some people just want to see Inoue lose. They're kind of jealous of his greatness. All that's true. I mean, I'm not saying a lot of those things are true, and it's tied to what I'm going to say. But there's more to it, guys. There's more to it, right? A lot of this is tied to. It's, you know what it is? It's like a lot of these content creators feel that their favorite fighters have been unfairly treated, right? So when their favorite fighters are in a position of any way, shape, or form of power, right? They take that moment to be petty, right? And because they feel they have a right to be petty because people have been petty to their fighters, right? Now there's a lot of nuance to everything, right? But we're going to try to be as simplistic as possible. When if you guys remember when Spence became undisputed champion by beating Cambozas over there in Australia, if you guys remember that, I remember hearing rumbling and like this narrative, and I remember hearing this a lot. Like I remember hearing, I'm sure you guys heard it too. Like Oh, this guy. I don't think. I think it's time for all these other lightweights to prove that they have, for the right to fight for the undisputed championship. What have they done? They haven't done anything. I think Lomachenko should fight Shakur, and maybe the winner can get Devin Haney. And we're going to be very protective of Haney the way certain fan bases are protective of.
With his trainer, Eddie Reynoso, wearing black with white, also weighing in at 167.6 pounds. In his professional career, 54 victories, including 36 big wins by knockout, only one defeat with 2 draws, and he's undefeated for 6 years, and considered by many to be, pound for pound, the best in the world. He's the former 2-time light middleweight world champion, former middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, the reigning, defending super middleweight champion of the world, damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Jalisco, México, presentando al gran campeón, Saúl Canelo.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are people out here that believe Canelo's been protected and Canelo's had it easy, and yeah, like, you know what I mean? So now they feel like, well, Haney has a right to do the same thing, right? Like Haney has a right to demand only 25% for Shakur. He's done everything. He has a right to be the A side. And then they do it with Tank. Oh, Tank, he's the A side. He could A side Ryan if he wants. He could do this if he wants. He's a new sheriff in town. He's the face of boxing. And when you're the face of boxing, you can do whatever you want, right? You know what I mean? Well, without any criticism. They actually believe that Canelo's been babied like that. You know what I mean? They actually believe it's an actual parallel. They believe that there's an actual connection with that. Like to me, what it obviously is, right? What it obviously is in any sense of the word, okay? It's not a proper parallel. It just isn't, okay? It just isn't. It's a false equivalency because it took Canelo years to get the resume he's had, and you got to put things in proper, perspective on what he's accomplished and where he's been and where he's, you know what I mean? Like you got to. It takes time to do all that, and Tank is not in the same position as Canelo. He doesn't have the accomplishments of Canelo. He doesn't have the resume of Canelo. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, Canelo sells pay-per-view, and yes, he does big at the gate, but he also has a resume that comes with it. Tank does not. Haney does not have all that either. So why am I saying all this? Well, what was the fight that was announced a couple weeks ago? Jermell Charlo against Saúl Canelo Alvarez. All right? Now, before anybody says, well, what does Canelo have to do with this? Believe it or not, it has a lot to do with it. And it's not just Canelo. It's fighters that guys like Ego, Boxing Ego, and whoever else you want to put in there call old media, the Dante's Boxing Nations. Okay, they call old media. The old media fighters. Champside makes a list. I'm not like the old media. I'm going to make my own list. So he keeps out Canelo. Didn't include Inoue in his list, but he did put Fulton on his list. And you know what I mean? And Jermell's number 1 on his list and all that other shit. When the fight was official, oh man, the old media's list is not going to last, and that's what this is a cultural war that's going on, and Inoue is just getting the backlash of it. So a lot of these dudes calling for Inoue Tank, They believe, okay, that their favorite fighters have been victimized by old media and all the rest of us fans of us pushing a lot of their favorite fighters in an unfair manner. They feel disenfranchised and they want to do the same thing to Inoue that they believe is being done to their favorite fighters. That's what it fucking is. That's what it is. They don't really believe Tank Inoue's a good fight. They don't. They love to see it because they like their odds. They love to see it, right? Because to them, it's an easy win for Tank, right? How do you even decipher a guy that just fought one time at 122, jumping all the way to 135? What is it? I can guarantee you right now. Well, he wants you now to move up to fight Canelo. Jamel's got to move up 14 pounds. Why can Inoue move up 13? That's what they're fucking thinking. I ain't stupid. I'm a check. I could see the fucking moves on the fucking board. That's what it fucking is. That's exactly what it is. 100%. But here's the fucking difference. Jamal's been fighting at 154. There was already talks of him moving up to 160. Inoue just moved up from 126, and he started at 108. Do we really need to unpack this shit? Does it really need to be done? Does it? So because you want, like, it's a false equivalency. It's crazy. Well, Inoue could become undisputed and move up to fight Tank. Well, first of all, Tank has yet to become. Look at all the differences. Tank has yet to move up. By the way, all the bitching from 3 weeks ago. Oh, little Charlo is going to make big ass Canelo's going to make little Charlo move up. Big ass giant Canelo is making itty bitty little Charlo move up. It's unfair. Why is he doing this? That's what it fucking is. That's what it is. This is absolutely ridiculous. And for those of you on YouTube, and you're only on YouTube, go to Twitter, right? And then talk to me. Because this shit's all over the place. The dude's on Twitter right now arguing, tagging me on fucking posts. No, it could be done. His promoter said it. Yeah, he could do it. Why not just do it now? Well, why are you guys trying to protect Inoue? Like, this is stupid, bro. Proposing Tank versus Inoue is not, I repeat, proposing Tank versus Inoue is not protecting Inoue. It's protecting Tank. Why don't I see the same push, a quarter of a push, for Tank versus Haney, Tank versus Shakur, Tank versus Loma, Tank versus I'll take Prograis. Somebody with a pulse. Why are you asking to do? Well, why am I hearing it's only 13 pounds? Why am I hearing it's only 13 pounds? Well, just a couple of weeks ago, months ago, I was hearing, what do you mean? 135 to 140 is a big jump. Why do you want big little Tank fighting big-ass Ryan Garcia at 140? That's unfair. Tank saying, oh, I don't know about that. He's a big guy. That's why we did the catch weight. Kidding me? Or kidding me right now? We're going to put a stop to this shit right now. Maybe one day, if he cleans out 122, then he cleans out 126, then he cleans out 130, then okay, then maybe the proposition of a Tank fight maybe arises, right? Maybe that's a fight that we could talk about. Maybe. And that's exactly what the Japanese promoters said. If we keep moving up weight classes and we stay successful, maybe a Tank Davis fight is in the future. He never said we want the Tank Smoke now. We want to fight Tank right now. They never said that. They haven't even dipped their toe in the fucking water yet. At 126, you wanted to go up to fight Tank. Are you out of your mind? Even Tank said it. I don't know, man. I think he's too little for me. Even Tank said that. This shit's crazy. Here's what Get the Smoke. You could get yourself a Twitter handle, all right? And join me there, and I'll tag you on the post where people are arguing this shit, and then you could tell them Get the Smoke to stop, right? You could argue and Get the Smoke, so you could get there. Like, what do you mean you wanted to fight Tank, and then you could do all the arguing over there, Get the Smoke? I'll be like, oh, I know this dude Get the Smoke. You got to argue with him now, right? Just to fight a Tank fight. Get him, Smoke. I'll do that. I'm just saying, right? I know a wildfire that's about to start when I see one. All right? I know it. And I see it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you right now. If you're pushing for Tank to fight Inoue, but in no way, shape, or form, actually, it's not even called Twitter now. It's called X. Well, you don't want to join X, Get the Smoke? Elon Musk renamed it X, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. That's the name of the app now. X. Don't ask me why. I don't know the answer to that question. I know he said he likes X, but SpaceX, I don't know. But what's the first thing I said? Don't be that dude that comes on here and says, ain't nobody saying that. Get the Smoke had to be that dude that showed up and said, well, in fairness, he said only 2 people said that. Oh, I've only heard. I see the plausible deniability. Well, I said I heard of only 2 people. I never said there was only 2 people. Okay, fine. Well, whatever. Now, we need to address this. What's another 13 pounds bullshit? We need to address that ASAP. This shit's ridiculous, bro. I heard a dude on Twitter, well, Wilder had to fight Fury, and he was outweighed by like 60 pounds. You want to make a big deal about Inoue moving up another 13. Why? Why do we have to repack this shit, bro? I'm losing brain cells. I don't even know. What do you say to that? So the body mass of an individual that's 118 pounds, right? And the increase in weight, the percentage from 118 to 122, right? Those 4 pounds are a bigger deal to someone who's 118 pounds, right? Than it is to someone who's like 225 pounds, right? Than it is to someone who's 147 pounds. And if you in any way, shape, or form consider yourself a real boxing fan, a hardcore boxing fan, like these are not things that need to be explained to you, right? These are not things that like I shouldn't have to unpack that for you. I can see like someone who's completely oblivious and hasn't watched boxing for years saying stupid ass shit like that. But if you've been someone who's an avid boxing fan for years, and I need to explain to you why 13 pounds is a big deal to someone who's moved up from 108 all the way to 122 and has done it in a process, and then you wanted to do one leap to 135 to fight Tank, even if it's 130 to fight Tank, and one leap, and you don't think that's a big deal, like I shouldn't even have to explain to you why that's a big deal. Okay, that's all I'm saying. 14 pounds for someone at 108 to 122, right? It's a bigger percentage of their body mass. Like it's a bigger deal than someone moving up from 147 to like middleweight. Like it's just a bigger deal, right? And what I'm not gonna do, right? What I'm not gonna do is this, right? Because I remember years ago, I made the argument, right? And it's what I said. Because I'm a very consistent guy, right? And I'll go full circle with it. And I have witnesses. I don't know how long Get the Smoke's been listening to me, but I know I have Appletap as a witness. I have Calix as a witness. And a lot of you have been subscribed to me for years. So you're witnesses. Years ago, on this platform, in my mind, Floyd already had a bona fide, stellar, like Hall of Fame career. Right? And before he left the sport, I wanted him to challenge Sergio Martinez for the middleweight championship of the world. Right? And I thought, like, Martinez will even give you a catchweight. Right? He had done it for Paul Williams. He ended up doing it for Cotto, and Cotto took his glory. And Floyd would have been, a middleweight champion. I thought he could beat Martinez. And my reasoning behind it was logical. I said, well, Floyd, he's moved up. He's already fought at 154 against De La Hoya. I didn't feel that De La Hoya he fought at 154 was any size difference to Martinez. Although you could argue maybe Martinez, we didn't really know how bad the knee was, but maybe we could agree maybe a better version that De La Hoya was maybe, but my thing was, why not go out with a middleweight championship of the world against a small middleweight who would oblige you with a catchweight even? And I don't want to hear, oh, Floyd's too good for a catchweight. Look, Martinez would have asked for actually, Martinez did ask for the catchweight. Martinez offered, if I remember correctly, to fight him at 155, right? So that was an offer, and you guys could have said, oh, Floyd didn't ask for it, Martinez did, and then there you go, right? But my logic behind it was, this is not a very big middleweight. He'll meet you at a catchweight, right? And even if he doesn't, he's not a very big middleweight, and I thought it was a very winnable fight against an old Martinez, right? I got a lot of pushback when I was saying that. A lot. I got called everything in the book. Oh, you're just a hater. You hate Floyd. Is that what you want? You want a little ass Floyd? Floyd started at 130. You should be happy he's fighting 147. But you wanted to move up to fight Martinez. Shame on you. I was shamed. You know what I mean? I was told I just wanted to see Floyd lose. You don't want him to become middleweight champion. You want him to lose. That's what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, fine. Right? And now we're here. We all full circle. Well, what's the difference between that and Inoue moving up to fight Tank? Well, first of all, Tank is not old. That's number one. Okay. Tank doesn't have like a knee injury. Okay, like that. All right. Tank hasn't offered to come down to 126 to fight Inoue. He hasn't, or 125, whatever. Like I'll meet you at a catchweight champ. He hasn't offered that to him. Okay. So that's so there's already a lot of differences here. Also, Inoue literally just stepped foot at 122 for the first time. And he just tweeted out. Now, I don't know. Look, take this with a grain of salt. I don't trust Google Translate. I just don't. But according to Inoue's tweet, they said he's really hurting all over his body. I don't know if that was, I don't know, were the punches heavier at this weight? He's feeling the effect. I have no idea. But I have a feeling maybe the translation wasn't good. I don't know, but He just moved up to 122. He has yet to move up to 126. He has yet to move up to 130. But you want him to jump up in one, just like that? You want him to jump up and just challenge Tank Davis, the biggest puncher, 135? I don't know, man. I'm not digging that. There ain't no digging that. Dig it. I ain't digging that shit right now. Hit my like button, by the way. Those listening right now, hit the like button. Right? Let's get the likes up. I appreciate you guys. 42 likes, 42 watching. I love it. All right? Let me tell you something, man. I keep receipts. If you were on this platform saying that it's ridiculous to ask Floyd to move up to 160 to fight Martinez, I don't even want to see you whisper Inoue moving up any more weight classes, much less all the way to 135 about anything. I just want to hear it. I don't. That makes you a hypocrite. Now look, here's a scenario I want to propose to everybody. In fairness, yes, the Japanese promoter said that if we keep having success and we keep moving up, maybe a Tank Davis big pay-per-view fight in the U.S. is possible. That's according to the interpretation. I'm assuming it's correct. Right? Let's assume it's right. A lot of things is a process. First things first. First, Inoue has to have his undisputed face. That's what he's going to do. He's going to find Apollos. Become undisputed at 122. I think we all agree that he's going to do that. And then like featherweight is a legitimate weight class. It's one of the original weight classes, right? There's no reason to skip that weight class. A lot of greats fought at featherweight. Becoming featherweight champion would be a feather on the cap of Inoue, right? Pun intended. He has yet to conquer that division. But let's say he does. Let's say he becomes undisputed again. Three division undisputed champion. Look, look. You got Robeisy Ramirez. You got Venado Lopez. And then some of those dudes, like Venado Lopez could crack. So maybe that'll be a good way to start dipping your toe in the water. Fight some dudes that could crack a little bit. Not like Tank, but maybe start like Fulton is not a big puncher. Even though Inoue was moving up, like we all knew he was not a big puncher. Right? So like now maybe fighting some guys that could punch and moving up in weight class and getting a feel for it. What if Inoue goes to 126 and he does become undisputed, but he says the same thing Pacquiao said when he fought Margarito at a catch weight of 150 or 151, whatever it was. Pacquiao said, I ain't doing that shit again. That was his limit. Like he capped off right there. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight at that weight class ever again. Even though he really didn't. It was like it was a catch weight, but I'm never going to do that shit again, he said. Right? That's what he said. So we have to take that for what it is. Like we have to kind of let's see where Inoue's at. Win, lose, or draw. Like let's see where he's at 126. Can we get there first? Let's get to that first, right? And once he does that, right? There's a lot of things he could do. He could fight Venado Lopez, right? He could fight Lee Wood. He could fight Lara, who could crack himself, a puncher, and get a feel for, like, some heavy punchers at a higher weight class you've ever been. And maybe Inoue says, look, even though I won these fights, assuming he wins, I don't know, man. I don't want to move up any more than this, right? He may say that, right? Or he may lose to like Robeisy Ramirez. I don't think he will, but let's say he does. And then all this talk about Tank doesn't mean anything. But let's say he's like, hey, this was no sweat. This is a piece of cake. And these dudes weren't shit. And then he goes up to 130 pounds. And 130 pounds, again, same situation. He may very well say, okay, this is it. Like, I fought an okay dude at 130, and I was like, I'm good. I'm moving back down, right? Or he may dominate. He may win with E. He may be like, whew, these dudes ain't shit, right? Dominates 130 pounds, and everything changes, guys, right? Now the talk, assuming Tank's still at 135, assuming, will he be there in a couple of years? I don't know. Now the talk is more realistic, right? But look at everything that has to happen first. And if it's more realistic, it's a bigger fight, more realistic fight. People could buy into it, okay? And there's less blowback, if any, from the Tank side, right? Like, Tank can get some credit for fighting this fighter who was acclimated to at least 130 pounds. Can these guys not acclimate themselves first? Can Inoue not? Let's see if he can get acclimated to 122 first. Let's see if he can get acclimated to 126, 130. Let's see how he looks first. You guys are skipping so much wanting to see this Tank fight. I'm sorry. It's just too much to do next or next year. All right? Let's first see, as Central said, Inoue versus Morbasi. Let's see how he looks there. Right? And then if he does go to 135, do you really believe the first fight's going to be against Tank? Maybe it will, but you don't think he wants to test the waters first with another opponent? Like, and he has a right to, if he decides to do that. But this is a lot of weight classes that needs to jump up. There's a lot needs to happen before that's a realistic fight. A lot. Dismissing everything between that is crazy. It just is. And who knows? Maybe Tank will be willing to drop at a catch weight of like 132 pounds. You know, if he does get acclimated, or he acclimated 126, or he is acclimated at 130, like maybe he's willing to drop to like 129. Who knows, right? And Inoue could say, I mean, he's a lot bigger than me. That's why I did the catch weight, right? Maybe he could do that. I don't know. But who knows, right? But first things first. Undisputed 122. Featherweight is, again, a historic division. Armstrong was a featherweight champion. You know what I mean? Salvador Sanchez was a featherweight champion. That's a historic, original weight class. I want to see Inoue, just like he did a bantamweight and flyweight, right? Although I think he skipped flyweight. But, yeah, he did. But I want to see him, let him, right, try to become featherweight champion for it. Can we not do that first before we start throwing this fight out there? Can we not do that first? That's what I want to see first. Me personally, right? That's what I want. That's all I'm saying, guys. You know what I mean? That's it. Look, I understand when you look at it, you're like, man, this dude, you know what I mean? I get it, right? I know a lot of you were in shock. Some dudes were like, oh, man, he's fucking up Scooter. Holy shit. Put him into a tank. Like, I mean, like, really, bro?
Man, that nigga was, that Japanese guy was in shape.
Look, he was in shape. We all know that, you know? So let's go ahead and I don't even think that, me personally, this is me, I don't think that the Palas fight is even necessary, but that's me. I think it's clear he's the best fight in the division, but that's that. Now look, no one is, I get it. There was a lot of shock going on. People are in shock at the moment, right? They couldn't believe what they saw. Inoue was in shape. Beat Fulton in devastating fashion. That they were so impressive they wanted to go all the way to 135. I think a lot of boxing fans need to be educated. Like who makes these? Like who created? Who who created, like, who decided that a certain weight class isn't good enough? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who decided that anything below 135 isn't it? You know, like what does that even mean? Like anything below 135, I don't know. Those guys can move up to 135 to prove me that they're the real deal. Says who? You know what I mean? Shout out to Cervecero Music. Problem is, the moment somebody brought up Tank, if Inoue doesn't fight him from here on, he ducked Tank. And if you can't tell these dudes any different, that would be 70 divisions for Inoue. Look, I don't know if it'll be Tank or not, but I will say this. Anyone who thinks he's stuck in Tank, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. I do agree with you that people will be saying that, you know, but what Tank needs to do is fight the dudes in his own division. I think Tank should fight Devin Haney, all right? Tank should fight Shakur. That's what Tank should do, right? Hey, but I appreciate the super chat, brother. Much appreciated. I just think, this is what I think, guys. I think Inoue might end up at 135 eventually. But when is that going to be? I don't know. Who's going to be the top dog? I don't know at that point. I just don't know. But what he made, like what a lot of guys do for the last weight class, very rarely do they fight like the best dude. Very rarely. Or a dangerous guy. Like Leonard was a 5-division champion, but he fought Donnie DeLon like for the super middleweight and light heavyweight. That was not the best light heavyweight, and that was at a catch weight, and he got a 168 out of that, right? So just keep that in mind. Roy Jones won the heavyweight title, but he didn't fight Lennox. He fought a winnable fight for him. Still dangerous, still very impressive, but he fought John Ruiz, right? But he stayed away from Lennox Lewis. Like, kind of, I don't know about that one, right? That's why I wanted Floyd to fight Martin, even though Martin was a lineal champion, but I felt it was a winnable fight. You know, I thought you could win that fight. He didn't do it, though, so it is what it is, right? Pacquiao, he got his last belt at one, you know what I mean? At a catch weight against Margarito, was not a top 154-pounder. That's just the truth, all right? So we got to keep that in mind. Like, usually the last dude that they go for, outside of the legends who were just crazy, like Armstrong went for middleweight, which is nuts. Got robbed, right? But Ray Robinson went for light heavyweight, right? But you know, that's the exception to the rule, at least nowadays, right? There's so many options now. There's 4 belts, and there's just so many options now. I want to see, all right, if Inoue does go for the record, like the Pacquiao record, look, he's gonna feel it. Like if he feels 126 is his limit, you know, that's gonna be what, 5 weight classes now? Because he did 108. Okay, he did 108, 15, 118. So that'll be 5. 130 will be 6. Man, he will still need 3, bro. He ain't gonna break the record. Sorry. He ain't breaking Pacquiao's record. So you tell me he's got to get 35 and 40? Like, nah. Sorry, in a way, you ain't breaking Pacquiao's record, brother. Look, if he does, you come back to this and be, he did it. He ain't going to do it. Forget about that, right? But what he will do is he'll likely try to get a trinket, like a lightweight or something, against some, like if Cambosos was like somebody like a Cambosos is a champion, like he can maybe go for that. That's what I'm thinking. It just depends. I don't know how it's going to look. You know what I mean? Retro boxing documentary. Since Haney is undisputed, it's only right that he fight the winner of Charlo versus Canelo. Then we can have undisputed versus undisputed versus undisputed. Oh man. Well, it's a good one. I wanted to see Tank versus Fury fight. We can't break it down with the A side. Oh man, with the catch weight of 198 for Fury. Makes it interesting. You know what I mean? Now, here's what I want to do. Let's play this stupid ass game. Who said, like, who created the line? Like, because I hear people say different things, like, everything under 126. Everything under 147, I don't watch. I don't watch anything under 140. Like, this is annoying, bro. Like, those dudes at 135 are midgets compared to regular sized dudes. They like why is Tank like a big dude or something? Like you know what I mean? Like he's legitimate because he's a big dude, Tank. Like who said he's a big dude? You know what? What if I say I don't count anything below 140? Everything below 140, they're midgets. That doesn't count. If Tank wants to prove to me he's a real deal, he needs to go up and fight Tim Tszyu. Let's do that. What's a big deal? It's not a big deal. I'm not asking him to do a lot. Just go up and fight Tim Tszyu. Prove to me that you're the real deal. It's a couple more pounds. No big deal. He's already fought at 140, right? What's another 14 pounds? He fought Mario Barrios, right, at 140. What's another 14 pounds to fight Tim Tszyu? I mean, just 14 pounds. It's nothing. You know what I mean? Just 14 pounds. Like you know, Tyson Fury shits 14 pounds all the time. It's nothing, right? Who said it's everything below 130? Like it's a very convenient thing to say. Like, yeah, everything below 130, man. Those guys ain't shit. If they want to prove to me that they go up to 135 with the big guys. Like who the fuck said 135 is a big dude? Like, says who? Do you really think Tyson Fury or Wilder or Andy Ruiz can tell the difference between a featherweight and a fucking lightweight? They probably look the same to them. Little ass dudes. Like, who said, you know what I mean? Who made this decision? It's like if I say everything below 130, everything below 140, it ain't shit to me. You know what I mean? You know what? Everything below 154 ain't shit to me. It doesn't matter. Those guys are midgets, right? Everything below 150, they're midgets, bro. They don't mean shit. I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck fucking Crawford ever beat? I mean, what? He's struggling with a midget in Gamboa? Bro, if you beat Spence, if you want to prove to me you're great, move up and fight the winner of Canelo Charlo if you want to prove to me you're great. That's how ridiculous a lot of these dudes are sounding out here when they're talking about Inoue. That's how you're sounding right now. Yeah, everything below 130, it don't matter. Like, let's just move up to 135 already and fight some real dudes. Because I like Tank. I draw the line at 135. You know, that's where the boys become men. Like, says who? Who made the decision that that's where it happens? Like, you know what I mean? Just because Tank happens to be there. Who made this decision? Because everyone has like different, like everything below 126 and everything below 118, everything below 147 doesn't count to me. Like says who? Because you said? Who the fuck said Tank is this big giant? He's such a giant. If he's such a big dude, if he's a big boy, he could pull up his pants. He fought Mario Barrios at 140, but he wouldn't fight Ryan Garcia. Dude wouldn't fight a Ken doll, okay, at 140. You had to put him at a catch weight, right? He wouldn't box the fucking boxing's Ken doll, bro. A social media star who had never been a world champion, right? And Ryan Garcia, he wouldn't do that, right? You see what I'm saying? I'm doing what you guys are doing, by the way. I'm applying the same logic. All right, that's what I'm doing. You want to draw the line at 130? I'll draw it at 140. How about that? Why stop at 130? Let's call everybody below 147 midgets. The midget shit don't count. You got to do it from 147 up. Right? All you flyweights, you ain't shit. You want to put to me in shit. Move up to 147. Tank, you better fight the winner of Crawford versus Spence. You want to put to me you ain't a boy. You want to put to me you're a man, right? Because this is where the boys are at. So the men are at. I draw the line at 147. Who the fuck makes these decisions of where we draw the line? And I agree, but he's ducking Tim Tszyu. If Inoue's ducking Tank, then Tank is ducking Tim Tszyu. And don't give me this bullshit. Oh, come on. Tank started at 130. You wanted to fight a guy fighting at 154. I could do the same thing. Why? Because you drew the line at 130? Well, Inoue started at 108. And you wanted to move up to 135. Like, this is stupid. Because you drew the line right there. Give me the 50. One more. We're at 50 likes, by the way. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Tune into the round table tomorrow. Round table 141. We're going to talk to Spence Crawford. Get the panel's kind of reaction to the Inoue performance. And that is that, guys. I appreciate everybody. And thanks for tuning in. The fight to make, it's only 14 pounds, right? Tank's fight at 140. What's another 14 pounds to fight Tim Tszyu? Plus, everything below 140 are midgets anyway, so I don't even count those dudes. Like the little midgets anyway. So if Tank wants to prove he's a man, he needs to go. This is 14 pounds. Men don't complain about another 14 pounds. Move up and fight Tim Tszyu, right? You know what? You don't have to. Just move up another 7. What's 7 pounds? Fight the winner of Spence Crawford. What's another 7 pounds? 7. You know, I mean, that's nothing. That's nothing for a superstar like Tank, who has a record of 307-0 in all fictional matches. By the way, I know they do this shit on Twitter all the time, right? Who would win? Tank or Juan Manuel Marquez? Oh, Tank will knock him out easy. You know, who would win, Tank or Pryor? Oh, Tank would overwhelm him. Tank or Whitaker? Oh, Whitaker would be no shot for Tank. Tank never loses mythical matches. In fact, he's undefeated in mythical matches against Shakur, Lomachenko, Haney. Okay, he dominates all those fights in all these mythical matches, right? Never loses. Always knocks these guys out because, you know, he's got power. Tank's power is so great, he can knock a dude out for sure, even in your thoughts. So you don't even need to make the fight. You already know he's going to knock him out. That's how powerful Tank Davis is. You know what I mean? Tank Davis hits so hard. You don't even need to make these fights, right? We're satisfied with Tank not having to fight those dudes because we know he would win anyway, right? But anyway, pun intended, somehow they're not satisfied with the mythical matchup of Tank versus Inoue. That one we need to see, right? I would like to see it actually. All of a sudden, you don't want to do a mythical matchup all of a sudden? Why are you satisfied with the mythical matchup of Inoue versus Tank, but you're not, that doesn't satisfy you. You need to see it, right? We need to go for it. And I don't want to hear about it. Well, the promoter said that they might want to do it. Shakur said he wants to fight Tank. Forget about the promoter. Shakur said it. Shakur said, I'll fight Tank. I know I'm the B side. Let's go. Has Tank made an offer? I don't see them in a rush to fight Shakur. I don't see them making offers to Devin Haney. I see Espinosa entertaining the Tank thing. Oh, it might happen. I've heard rumblings. Yeah, it's possible. For Haney, no, we can't do that fight. Haney has some mandatories. I mean, it's impossible to make right now. We can't do that fight. Oh, okay. All jokes aside, Tank versus Tszyu, let's go. You know what I mean? It kind of goes like Tank Tszyu. The art of war. They could call it that. You know, because Tszyu, get it? And a Tank, they use it in wars. Think about it. You know what I mean? Plus, the dude's from Australia. You think these dudes from Australia could fight? Of course, Tank's going to win, right? It's no biggie. He could do it. It's just 14 pounds. Hey, Blood, well, what's another 14 pounds? You know what I mean? I could like what's 240 pounds? Like the dude that told me on Twitter, Wilder fought Fury, weighed up by 60, 70, 80 pounds. Well, I could say the same thing about, well, okay, it's Wilder did that, and Tank should be willing to move up. Fuck it, go fight Canelo then. Fuck it, you know what I mean? We're gonna go there. Why stop at 14, 13? Let's just keep doing it. You want to create these lines that, oh, this is where the midgets are, they don't count. You want to prove you're a man, you got to fight it up. Like, it's very convenient to make it where Tank's at. Very convenient. Because Tank's a big boy, right? Tank's such a big boy that he fought for a Reggie belt against Mario Barrios. Tank's such a big boy that he put a catch weight, a rehydration clause on Ryan Garcia. He's such a big boy. You know what I mean? Such a big, he wears the big boy pants, Tank Davis. When Tank Davis goes to Walmart, you know, and he don't go to Walmart. He's got too much money now, but forgive me. When Tank Davis goes to the outlet store he goes to of choice, right? And he requests for pants, he needs to special order them because they don't got them for big boys like him. You know, I'll tell you, such a big dude. I mean, we don't have pants for you. We don't have pants for all the midgets from 130 down. You know what I mean? Like, this is stupid. What we're going to do, all right, here's what we're going to do. You want to make the line one? I'm gonna make it 140. How about that? 140 is the line. So Tank, move your ass up and be a big boy, right? What about Inoue? Do you want it to move up above 140? Okay, fine, fuck it. All right, he needs to do it too, but when Tank does it, right? When I see Tank do it, we'll see Inoue do it. How about that? What about Charlo? He's moving up. You don't say anything about that. It's Charlo's first weight class. He was champion in the same weight class as Canelo. Was Tank a champion at 108? A lot of you didn't do really good in your SAT score, did you? Like, I could tell. Because I could tell, like, the false equivalencies revealed it to me. Like, you didn't do that good, did you? You had some low scores, huh? Like, in order for it to be the same, Tank would have had to have been a champion in the same weight class as Inoue, where Inoue was first champion, 108 pounds. You know, I'll give you Inoue's third weight class. How about that? Was he a champion at 118? Oh, he wasn't? Oh, it sounds like a false equivalency is trash, right? It's dumpster juice trash is what it is. And I get it. I get it, ladies. I get it.
Man, that nigga was, that Japanese guy was in shape.
I get he's in shape. I get he's shocked, y'all. Okay, it is what it is. Like sometimes we're watching that, we're like, man, it's Japanese who can fight. No, shit. I honestly, this is the first time I sat down and watched him fight. You know how many people said that? I don't know why I don't know why they're emphasizing they sat down and watched them, but it's the first time they watched the fight. And we're like, I guess he is good. Maybe you should have just watched them fight. All right. With that said, shout out to Blood, by the way. Gotta get Blood on a round table. You know what I mean? But text me if you're interested tomorrow, Blood. If not, it's all good. But I had like 3 cancellations for tomorrow, so I got to figure out the panel. That's why I got to go. So with that said, roundtable tomorrow, right? And remember, right, for all of you out there working hard and all that good stuff, this is for you.
I'm a hard-working man.
That one's for you. Okay, this is DStyleBoxing. I'm out of you guys. Peace.